friends, my name is Amita and in this video I am going to introduce a very interesting subject of an electrical engineering, that is power electronics. As the name indicates, power electronics is nothing but it's an application of electronics in power engineering. We have seen a lot of circuits that are electronic circuits and mainly they are made up of semiconductor devices which are designed to operate at a low voltage and low power level. But when it comes to power electronics is having the power semiconductor devices which are designed to operate at a higher voltage and higher power level, and by using these devices, whatever the circuit forms, they are called as an power electronic circuits and mainly applied either to control the power or to convert the power. When these power electronic circuits are used to convert the power either from DC to AC or AC to DC, DC to DC or AC to AC, they are called as in power electronics converters. When we talk about AC to DC conversion, they are called as an rectifier. When we talk about DC to AC, they are called as an inverter. DC to DC called as a chopper, and AC to AC it's called as an AC voltage controller or cycloconverter, depending on whether we are changing the frequency or we are changing the voltage. Now my dear friends, when we talk about it power electronics, always we listen about it, that is thyristor. So dear friends, thyristor is not a semiconductor device, but it's a family name and under which lot of semiconductor devices comes under this umbrella. So now I am sharing my screen and take you on the board where I will explain you. So let us discuss about thyristor. The very important thing about the thyristor is it's a family name which is having lot of semiconductor devices under this category. If I talk about from where this thyristor word came into picture, so thyristor word basically it originates from two words. One is called thyratron tube and another one is transistor. Thyratron tube, if I take thyratron tube, say if I take initial 4 letters thyr and if I take last 5 letters from transistor, so that combinedly makes the thyristor. Why? All over the world we have chosen these two words only because whatever the semiconductor devices comes under this family, characteristic wise they are similar to thyratron tube and construction wise they are similar to transistor. That's why all the semiconductor devices which are characteristic wise similar to thyratron and construction wise similar to transistor comes under the umbrella of a thyristor. Now all of you are aware about the transistor as it's a 3-terminal, 3-junction, 3-layer device. Maybe the thyratron tube is a new word for you, so I am giving more focus on the thyratron tube. Now I want to clear it that thyratron tube is not a new word. Basically, it is the device which we were using before the invention of a semiconductor material. So before going into detail of thyratron tube, let us discuss the brief development history of the tube. Before the invention of semiconductor materials, to make the device to use the device as a switch, we were using the tubes. So tubes were acting as a switch before the invention of a semiconductor material. Now if I talk about the development history of the vacuum tubes or tubes, the first invention was vacuum tube, and in vacuum tube the first thing that comes into existence, that was vacuum diode. So as the diode means it's a 2 electrode. So there were 2 electrodes in that device. One is anode, another is cathode. Anode is at positive potential, cathode is at negative potential, and there was a glass tube, and inside this tube there were 2 electrodes, anode and cathode. And we know as per the physics principle, whenever we give the energy to any material and it exceeds the work function of that material, then that material start emitting electrons from its cathode surface. Now that kind of energy we can give in form of either heat or in form of electric field. When we give this energy in form of heat, then the material start emitting electrons, that kind of emission is called as a thermal emission. And when we give energy to the cathode surface in form of electric field and it exceeds by its work function, then that kind of emission is called as a field emission. When the thermal emission is there, means we are giving the heat to the cathode, so cathode is called as an hot cathode. When the field emission is there, then the cathode is called as an cold cathode. So either any of the emission, if we apply in the device, the cathode surface start emitting electrons from its surface, and as electrons are negatively charged, so they will be attracted by the positive potential of an anode, and this is how the electron moves from cathode to anode, and the direction of current will always be from the opposite of our electron's flow, so that will be from anode to cathode. Now there are two major drawbacks of this device. That one was the current carrying capacity of the device is limited. Why? Because in this device the major source of electrons, they were the electrons emitted by the cathode surface, and that's why any material is having its own capacity. Beyond it, it cannot emit the electrons. So that's why the current carrying capacity of the device was limited. The second drawback of this device is that once the cathode start emitting electrons from its surface, now we don't have any control on the magnitude of the current. So it is not a controllable device. So these are the two major drawbacks of that device. Now, after the vacuum diode, since there was one of the drawbacks that it is not a controllable device, so the next invention is that was vacuum triode. So when we talk about in vacuum triode, it was having, as the triode meaning means three electrodes. So it is having three electrodes. One is anode, another is cathode, and third one was the control terminal, which is called as an control grid. Again, what we this device is the controllable device, that means whenever this cathode start emitting electrons from its surface, either by thermal emission or by the field emission, then by changing the magnitude of a positive potential on a control grid, if I increase the positive potential on a control grid, the current carrying capacity of the device increases. If I reduce the positive potential on a control grid, the current carrying capacity of the device reduces. Because what is current? Current is rate of flow of charge. So when we increase the positive potential, they create a more attraction force on the electrons emitted by the cathode surface. So due to that more attraction force, it will take less time while moving from cathode to anode. This is how we can control the magnitude of the current. So by changing the positive potential on the control grid can change the magnitude of current. Please mind it that the positive potential on control grid will be always less positive with respect to anode positive, and the positive potential on a control grid, it is positive with respect to cathode. So less positive with respect to anode and more positive with respect to cathode. Now, whether we talk about vacuum diode or vacuum triode, both devices are having the drawback that their current carrying capacity was limited, because in both the devices the major source of electron is only cathode surface, and cathode surface is made up of some material which has its own limitation, that it cannot emit the electron beyond its capacity. So that means here the current carrying capacity in both the devices were the major drawback. So to overcome that, the next device that comes into picture, that was the gas tubes. Now gas tubes are again of two types. One is a gas diode. So let us discuss about the gas diode. There is the only difference, as it is a diode, so it is also a two electrode device. The only difference is here that in place of vacuum, now the glass tube is filled by the electrons. So what happens with this gas molecule, that whenever the cathode start emitting electrons from its surface, either by thermal emission or by the field emission, due to the positive potential of the anode, these emitted electrons will be attracted, and while moving these electrons from cathode to anode, they collide with the gas molecules, and during this collision, the ionization of an gas molecules happens and more number of electrons generated. and this is how the number of electrons between the anode and cathode increases. So the current carrying capacity increases, because now the source of electrons are not only the electrons emitted by the cathode surface, the another source is now due to the ionization of an gas molecule. So the current limiting capacity, which was the drawback in the vacuum tubes, that can be overcome in the gas tube. But as it is a diode, so it is again not a control device. That means we were not having any control on the magnitude of flow of current. So just to have a control feature, now the next device is gas triode. So again, the triode means it is having 3 electrodes, anode, cathode, and the third electrode, which is the control electrode, and it is control grade. It is always positive with respect to cathode, but it is less positive with respect to anode. So again, either by thermal emission or field emission, when cathode surface start emitting electrons, they collide with the gas molecules. Further, due to the ionization of the gas molecules, further more number of electrons generated, and they will be attracted by the anode. Now here, as the control grid is a control terminal, so if I increase the positive potential on a control grid, the electrons emitted by the cathode surface, they will be moved faster towards the anode, and this is how the current carrying capacity, this is how the current magnitude can be increased. Opposite to that, if I reduce the positive potential on the control grid, the current magnitude in the device can be reduced. And thyratron tube, which is one of the as I already mentioned, that the thyristor, what comes from thyratron tube and transistor. So thyratron tube is basically, it is the another name of cold cathode gas triode. Means it is a having 3 terminal, and since it is a cold cathode, means here for the emitting of electrons, the field emission process is used. Now, after the gas triode, by that time 1980 reached, and the semiconductor materials invented, and the whole technology shifted from the tubes to the semiconductor devices. So I hope I made clear what is the meaning of thyristor. Now, in thyristor, lot of semiconductor devices comes. First very important device is silicon controlled rectifier. So this is the first power electronic based semiconductor device, that is silicon control rectifier, and in short we named it as SCR. The second power electronic device is MOSFET. So that is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Field effect transistor. Please mind it, it's a power MOSFET. Now the third is silicon control switch, SCS. Next is LASCR, means light activated silicon control rectifier. Next is IGBT, means insulated gate bipolar junction transistor. And GTO, gate turn off thyristor. So amongst all these power electronic based semiconductor devices, silicon controlled rectifier is so frequently used device, that's why it is the synonym of transistor. So thyristor is basically, it's a family name, and silicon controlled rectifier is one of the member under thyristor family. But amongst all these semiconductor devices which comes under this family, silicon controlled rectifier is the most popularly used device. That's why sometimes we pronounce silicon controlled rectifier as a thyristor also. Although SCR is not a thyristor, but it's more popularly used word for that. So my dear friends, I hope whatever information I have shared related to the introduction of power electronics and the power semiconductor devices, mainly I discussed the thyristor family, and from where this thyristor word came into picture, what is the development history of the tubes, and what are the semiconductor devices which comes under thyristor family, that will be clear to you. If you like this video, kindly press the like button, and if you feel whenever I make such kind of video related to power electronics in future, a notification should reach to you, then don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.